Alright, hello and welcome back to Ashgabat Cat's Let's Play That. That's right, we're not doing Let's Play a No-Name MAME game anymore, because this is not a No-Name MAME game. Bobble is an infamously good game. And yet, I've never actually played it before. I feel like it's a dark, dark stain on my video game play history. So, with that in mind, let's take a look at what we got. So, you've got D-pad controlling things. You can shoot out bubbles. Let's see. Unlimited? Wow. Unlimited bubbles. Bubble is not a game of saying no. You want to fill the screen with bubbles? Go ahead. The enemies may not like it so much, but... Oh, wow. Okay. So I'm trying to figure out this jumping mechanic. I mean, okay, I sound like an idiot right now. It's like, oh, how do you jump? So it seems like jumping depends on your momentum. And so if you... Okay. Like you can... Well, okay, so it seems like your momentum is sort of a binary thing. Like, you're either at full speed for the game compares, or you're standing still. And so if you're standing still, then you get a very small jump. Now, what's weird is you can, like, very, very barely control that jump. Now, so it's not quite like a Castlevania, like you're locked into your jump. Like, you can control your jump ever so slightly, but it is kind of unforgiving, like Ghosts and Goblins, like, you're sort of committed to it. Now, I kind of understand why they had to give you some degree of control, because there are so many of those, like, 90-degree turns. Ooh, I wonder if this game is a continuous system. I can all but assure you it doesn't. I can kind of understand why they, like, made it so you could sort of control your jumps, because there were just so many times when you just need to jump and you need to land on that platform. And, like, yeah, you can move through platforms, but you need that slight degree of maneuverability to get from platform to platform. But I can also see why they don't just give you complete control. Well, I can and I can't. On one hand, like, it seems absurd, because it's like, are they trying to make the game harder with that? And if so, then why not just make limited bubbles? That just seems like one of those weird things. Like, it just is so counterintuitive to every other arcade game in the time. It's like you have unlimited bubbles. And that's, well, I'm not really complaining, it's just kind of weird. I guess in a way I'm complaining, but I don't want to go on the record as complaining. Okay, how many lives do we have? I see an ominous 5 next to our title, so I'm assuming we have 5 more lives? And does it tick down? We did not, in fact, have 5 more lives. And, do we have a continue? Oh, man. Oh, we were on round 5. Okay, that makes sense. Wow, you have to make it to round 100, and you have to make it to round 100 without dying once. Well, okay, without dying 3 times total. That's crazy, and I'm sure there are people who've beaten this game. In fact, I'm pretty sure there are more people who've beaten this game than have beaten Pac-Man. Because, I mean, Pac-Man is kind of like sort of a solo experience. It's incredibly simplified, so it probably gets boring after a while. Whereas this game, it's always kind of worth it just to see what the next level has in store. Now, it almost always isn't worth it per se, but I mean, it's always something to keep you going, and it's something to keep dreaming about. Like, I mean, if you're a kid at home, like, there aren't that many things going on in your life, so you're probably getting excited about the smallest things. I mean, think about back when you were a kid, if you even were. You just have to think of, like, as a kid, you just got interested in, like, all these weird things and all these weird games. Like, I'm sure there are tons of, like, weird games that no one's ever heard of, but you played as a kid and that you absolutely loved. And so, to think that, like, you're a kid and you're dreaming up, like, what Bubble levels could come next, well, frankly, that's all too understandable. I will say it's easier the second time around. Well, okay, so I'm pretty sure if you fall in the pit, you die, which, well, I know enough about pits to not really want to try to test that out, but... Oh, that's weird. So you can't just... Huh. Okay, so you can't just run into the bubbles, you have to kind of jump onto them to make them pop. Which, that doesn't 100% make sense to me, but... I mean, Bubble was the one here making the rules, not me, so I'll go with it. And, Yeah, it is kind of nice to see where Bub and Bob kind of come from originally. As far as I'm aware, they're from Puzzle Bobble, which was sort of the puzzle version of this. Okay, so it's not really like this. Oh, okay, so... Uh-oh, okay. I can see where that's going. Okay, I guess we're done. And trapping ghosts in a bubble. If only Ghostbusters had seen that. That would have made their lives a whole lot easier. Oh, okay, that's what I was going to complain about. So in this game, like, yes, there were platforms everywhere, and so you can jump through the bottom of platforms just fine, no problems. But it seems like you do have some significant difficulties jumping through going down. Well, okay, maybe that's where the water wave is coming from. That, quote-unquote, helps you. Although it doesn't really. That's actually kind of weird. Like, I never would have expected there's, like, a tidal wave every now and then that kind of just pushes you down. Oh, gosh. Oh, I got a lot of them. And then the last enemy is always more dangerous. Well, you gotta learn something from Space Invaders. I mean, well, it's kind of interesting, though, thinking about it. It's like there aren't too many games that borrow from Space Invaders. I mean, okay, let's qualify that statement. There aren't too many games, like, 4 years or more after Space Invaders release that borrow significantly from Space Invaders. I think it's one of those things that, like, it was just such a giant of the industry, but then times changed, and now everyone kind of forgot about it. Oh, maybe those E's and stuff are crazy power-ups. Or maybe there's an energy gauge on the left. This game is surprisingly difficult for being very simple. Or, I mean, surprisingly confusing for being very simple. And, alright. Okay. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Don't tell me that was all of... Okay, good. Because I wouldn't believe you. Okay. Actually, I wonder if Dig Dug was an influence on this game. I mean... Oh, come on. And I was doing so well. Wow. And I love how it taunts you at the very end. It's like, oh, you got to stage 10? Good luck getting to stage 100. You'll have to be 10 times better than what you were. Today's record is 32. Yeah, I doubt that. That was set by an unfeeling, unthinking computer. Oh, there were two tracks, so the two... So if you're doing two-player, like, one of you can die and the other one can make it further along. Oh, man, that's rough. Oh, okay, how to play. But, I mean, I feel like Bubble Bobble is one of those arcade games that's almost in your DNA in a way. Like Space Invaders, Pac-Man, like, all these games are just so ubiquitous. Oh, advanced skill. Okay. That was actually pretty advanced. But I feel like these games are just so ubiquitous that, like, everyone kind of knows how to play them and knows how they work. And then you've got other kind of platforming genre games, racing genre games. Like, the core concept is just so intuitive that people kind of just know it. Okay. Now, what are these supposed to be? Like, they kind of look like the microphone enemy from Kirby, but they're kind of wind-up little robot guys. I mean... How much do you want to bet that's just it? They're wind-up robot guys. Nothing more, nothing less. So, advanced jump is let you jump higher. How do you go lower? Because I'm noticing that's, like, very much an avenue in this game that I would like to pursue. I would like to be able to go down through platforms. I feel like that would be how you get to next level bubble bobbling. But, otherwise... Oh, wow. So it seems like you have a bit more control of your jump if you're, like, falling a ridiculous distance. Oh my gosh, the colors in this game, though, are just amazing. Because I've seen, like, photos of the Nintendo version, and, like, it's not bad, but it's not quite like the color smorgasbord that this game is. Like, this game, okay, I was joking earlier about getting to the next stage and, like, anticipating it as a kid in your dreams, but, like, there is some good stuff here that... honestly, it's almost like going to a museum or something. It's like, well, what work of art will Bub paint next? I mean, you've got like little apples tiling the sides. Those are not bad apples. Sprite-wise. Oh. It's funny because I was in the middle, which is the place where literally all of them go. So it's the absolute worst place to be. Oh my gosh, this is almost as hard as like the balloon jump or balloon champion from the original Nintendo. Oh, and alright. I don't think I'll make it as far as I did before, but I should at least make it a little bit far. It is kind of interesting though. It does tell you you're round, and it doesn't make any sort of secret of it. Oh, it doesn't tell you how many lives you have left, or I had none left. Well, at least I beat the first time I played this game. So I get the distinct impression that you can't really play this game over and over and over and over and over again. I mean, well, okay, let me qualify that. You can't play that over and over and over again in a row. Like, that just kind of drags you down. But, like, as you go on through life, as you change as a person, I can see you coming back to Bubble Bobble and taking pride in, like, the furthest level you've gotten. And I'm pretty sure there are still people to this day who, like, this is their favorite game. And then anytime they, like, chance upon circumstance, they meet someone else who's actually played this game, they kind of compare scores. They're like, oh man, how far have you gotten? And then if somebody says 88, they're like, oh my god, I only got to 92, haha, sucker. And it's just so weird. Wow. Although it is kind of disappointing though that, like, I feel like now the Nintendo Entertainment System is the more well-known one. But then if you compare the graphics, then it's like, it's really nothing to this, I thought. I thought the graphics were, like, way more basic compared to this. I mean, it doesn't help that the Nintendo can only display, like, what, 8 colors at a time? And then you have too many sprites in a row, then you start flickering. But, wow. Like, the other thing, too, about the visual style is everything is visually distinct. Now, I mean, you might quibble about, like, oh, why are those bricks pink? Or, like, why are the dragons green and blue? But you're never going to complain. It's like, hey, I can't see my main characters against the background. It's like, no. Your dragons are, like, basically neon. The surroundings are very much a distinct color. I mean, it does work to, it does work to differentiate, like, the foreground from the background. Everything's kind of easily distinguishable at a glance. Oh, do you not fall if you? Okay, we'll do a quick little experiment before we head out. Let's jump down a pit. I mean, I've been afraid to do this when I was, like, going for score, but now, oh, well, I guess there's no helping it. You got to play the first level over and over again. Although, I guess that's kind of true every time. You got to play the first level each and every single time you play through the game. I'm pretty sure it gets to the point where you can just do it in your sleep. Okay, oh no, got to get through the second level. This level is slightly more tricky, but again, that's just because some patience is required. You can't just go through like an impulsive kid. You have to go through like a slow and methodical kid, or sometimes referred to as an adult. Alright, come on, give me those pits. Not something I never thought I'd ask for in a game, but... Oh, okay. I mean, it's about as fatal as I expected it to be, but it's not an instant kill. So that's kind of cool. Like, not everything in this world is out to get you. I mean, granted, a lot of things are, and they move around pretty quick, but not everything. Some things have your back. Oh, weird. I wonder if that's actually directly descended from Pac-Man. Because, like, a lot of games take aspects from Pac-Man, but I don't think anyone really took, like, the side tunnels that kind of warp you from one place to another. I don't think anybody really does that. Actually, even Ladybug, I played that. That was like a Pac-Man clone. That didn't even have that mechanic. It had sort of like sliding doors thing. Like, it had its own neat mechanic. I mean, honestly, that's worth checking out. That was a cool game, too. But, well, I can see why this game is a classic. I can see why this game is a classic. Well, unfortunately, though, I mean, like, there's no continues, and so you have to be, like, really good at the game. But the thing is, like, playing a game like this, like, over and over multiple times in a row, it's like that really wears you down as a person. Now, playing it, like, once every day, that can become, like, a really enjoyable routine. Like that could be your peace out time. It's like, oh, time for Bobble. And, like, you just look forward to that one singular moment with such anticipation. But, like, time for the Bobble Power Hour, where you just play it over and over for an hour, that sounds more like a form of torture than an actual enjoyment. So, maybe I'll give it a look sometime, some other time, just on my own personal time. But for now, this cat's got a scat.